The Ghana Football Association has appointed AFCON-winning coach Winfried Schäfer as director of football as part of a major restructuring effort. Now, the 75-year-old German who guided Cameroon to continental glory in 2002 will also serve as a technical advisor to Black Stars head coach, of course, Coach Otto Addo. Now, Ghana's football fortunes have declined in recent years, highlighted by their failure to qualify for the 2025 AFCON. Now, missing the tournament for the first time since 2004, with only group winners earning automatic qualification for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the Black Stars face a tough road ahead. Now, Schäfer has been unveiled, and also he has also talked about an ambitious plan to revitalize Ghanaian football, focusing on strengthening the national team while nurturing grassroots football clubs and academies. He emphasized the need for collaboration between the GFA clubs and government bodies to develop future talent. His appointment comes as Ghana prepares for crucial World Cup qualifiers against Chad and Madagascar. Now, joining us from Kumasi, Ghana, is the sports journalist Michael Akomeah Gyamfi. Joins us this morning. Good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, my brother. I hope all is well.
Yes, all is well right here in Nigeria, but in Ghana, we know there's been talks about the future of the Black Stars of Ghana.
Yes, definitely. I think various appointments actually tells us about the current state of Ghana football and how we expect it to improve within a time frame, especially when the team failed to qualify for the African Cup of Nations. I think Ghanaians are not so much enthused about the appointment of Winfried Schäfer as the technical director of the national teams. It is believed that various technical directors that have come around to try and help Ghana adapt or more or less try and improve upon their performances have not actually had a successful story at the end of the day. Because I clearly remember that when Ghana appointed Bernard Lepe, every single person was optimistic about the kind of approach he's going to bring in and how our football is really going to improve, having a style of play and a clear identity, focusing on developing individual talents that could go on a long run to deliver the nation from a long run without winning any major trophy in major tournament. So he has been appointed, but a lot of Ghanaians believe that this is a ceremonial appointment unless we see a lot of actions that has been taken and a reflection on the national team in terms of performances and results.
All right, let's talk about Schäfer now. I mean, he has outlined plans to strengthen grassroots football, clubs and academies. How realistic do you think these ambitions are, considering the current state of football development in Ghana?
It's all about giving him the free hands to actually do whatever that he has in planned or in thought to deliver and help Ghana football get to where they've always dreamt to be. The reality on grounds is most of these grassroots clubs and academy teams and lower level tier football clubs are suffering from financial support. Most of the coaches you have beneath over there are so good that when you give them the financial support, they could move their clubs to the next level. We've seen the grassroots provide Ghana with top quality. You see Fala Samchefsa, Stephen Appiah, Sula Ali Muntari. Most of these guys develop from the grassroots, especially from senior high school football and colleges football. We have the Ghana under-20 team that won the 2009 World Cup in Egypt at the under-20 level, and most of them were dominated by players who played in schools and colleges and were playing in the grassroots football. You look at Dominic Edia with Anglican Senior High School. You look at Jonathan Mensah with Obuase Senior High Technical School. These guys at such level were picked up, taken to the regionals, brought to the national level, and they represented us at the under-20 level for us to win the World Cup. So whatever they want to implement from this side when it comes to style of play and identity, they will need to, or he will need to go down, talk to these owners, try and encourage them, give them the needed financial support, especially speaking on their behalf so that the FA and the government can collaborate and invest at that level. Then we can say that something can be in at that particular level and we could reap the results at the top level.
All right, you've talked about, his appointment, you've talked about what the fans have said, you've also talked about the realistic achievement of the man who has come to be the technical director. Let's look at Ghana now. They failed to qualify for AFCON 2025 for the first time in over 2 decades. Now, with Schäfer's appointment, Ghana in the mix also do you think that Otto Addo, first of all, I'd like to ask, is Otto Addo really welcoming this development? And secondly, do you think that there'll be change in the fortunes of not just Ghana's Black Star, but other footballing teams? Because he's the technical director of the Ghanaian football, means that other teams under him, under 20, under 17, do you think that there will be a change, or it should just be back to taking one step forward and about 20 steps backward?
I think Otto Addo will be willing to work with Winfried Schäfer because now the Ghana Football Association wants to provide everything that will make Otto Addo comfortable in his job. There's a little bit of political play when it comes to Otto Addo continuing as the Black Stars head coach after he failed to qualify the national team to the AFCON because the Ghana Football Association believes that Otto Addo is their appointment. I can confidently tell you that Chris Hughton was the appointment recommendation by the government itself, especially led by Gabriel Tredako, who is seen as the de facto prime minister of the country, a brother to the former president of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So you look at how that appointment ended and the kind of tax they gave to Chris Hughton and the kind of things they said about him. They don't want to be in the mix of another conversation where the FA has gone on to appoint their own man and then he fails and they decide to sack him. So anything Otto Addo needs to be successful, that is what the Ghana Football Association is doing, just to prove a point that when it comes to appointment of coaches, nobody should pass behind them to appoint any other coach. Therefore, they have the quality and the intelligence to pick the right people to work for us. So I think they have spoken with Otto Addo concerned with Winfried Schäfer, and he has agreed to work with him. They are going to collaborate. I think the most important task for the national team now is to qualify for the World Cup in the United States of America. And that is the main target. The new president of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has also insisted, alongside with the sports minister, Honorable Kofi Adams, to deal with whatever problem that the GFA is having or any other person, so that we can focus and qualify for the World Cup. This particular government is known to have a very good luck when it comes to qualifying for the national team for the World Cup. We saw it back in 2010. We saw it back in 2014, especially under this government, where the national team qualified for the World Cup. They don't want to risk it again. They don't want to break that particular record, and they are ready to push ahead and support the national team and the Ghana Football Association with any resources, whether human or materialistic. They are going to do it to help them.
All right, before I let you go, Michael, collaboration between the GFA clubs and government is key to Schäfer's vision. Now, do you think all stakeholders will align with his plans, or could there be challenges in implementation?
Results can change every single view of any national team. When results are not coming, tempers will go high. When results are not coming, a lot of stories comes out. When results are not coming, I think there's a lot of confusion. The Ghana Football Association and the government are on the equal page as it stands. But to talk about other stakeholders like the fans and a lot of major football club directors and owners, most of them don't believe in the capabilities of Otto Addo. They believe that we should have sacked him after Ghana failed to qualify for the AFCON. Because he's not capable of handling the kind of pressure that is within this team. Especially, look at how captaincy issues is actually turning out in this national team again. Because during the qualifiers, there was more or less an appointment of these people as the leaders of the club, of the nation, especially Ghana Black Stars. You look at the first captain was supposed to be Thomas Tepate. You have Alexander Jiku. You have Mohamed Kudus. Jordan Ayew was not part of the captaincy issues when it comes to the Black Stars. But after the draw against Sudan, there was a lot of issues that cropped up. Even some people saying that Jordan was complaining to Kwesi Appiah, who is the head coach of the Sudanese national team and also an ESCO member of the Ghana Football Association, that he was not happy that they gave the captain's armband to Mohamed Kudus and the number 10. That is not right. Jordan is really concerned with how Otto Addo manages the senior players in the team. Because you can't be playing against Sudan. When you need a goal, then you take all the senior players out of the team and bring the younger guys to come and do what? And they squandered a lot of chances and raised a lot of issues. Kudus then again went on to captain the team at some point in time against Niger, and also ended in some kind of mess and a lot of talks in and around the political stature in the national team with the playing body. So we come back again. Otto Addo comes and tells us that he has changed the captaincy hierarchy again. He has appointed Jordan Ayew, who was not even part of the captaincy hierarchy, giving it to another person. No Thomas Tepate in this mix. I think Ghanaians are losing faith in his leadership skills and how he could reflect on the field.
All right, interesting times ahead in Ghanaian football. We'll be keeping tabs, and I want to say a big thank you to you, Michael Akomeah Gyamfi, for your quality time. We look forward to having you in a subsequent edition of the show. Thank you.
Sure.